Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. What happens when WWE presents the first ever ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship? If even though there was a ladder match prior to this, but this is the first one on pay-per-view. We get it's Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10, and for the Intercontinental Championship to determine who the real Intercontinental Champion was. Shawn Michaels claimed he was. Razor Ramon held it while Shawn Michaels vacated the belt, and apparently the real reason behind that was Shawn didn't want to drop the belt, which, considering Shawn's behavior back then before his back injury and everything, yeah, that doesn't really surprise me. But yeah, so Shawn apparently didn't want to drop the belt, and I believe this is when he cut his lost my smile promo, not wanting to drop the belt. But nevertheless, eventually he would come back, proclaim he was the real Intercontinental Champion. So we had the ladder match here to settle it. It's something that WWE has done since the whole real versus fake champion. A recent example I can give is Sami Zayn back in 2020, I think. It was either 2020 or 2021 when Sami Zayn was out, and then he came back while still the Intercontinental Champion, claiming he was the real champion, and then he ended up winning that match anyway. But Shawn unfortunately didn't win this match. But nevertheless, as always, I'm not a professional wrestling reviewer or analyst. Just a man who enjoys a good time, which I definitely had with this match. This match considered one of the best ladder matches ever, one of the best WrestleMania matches ever. And while they would have a rematch at SummerSlam 1995, which many people consider the better match, we'll have to find out how if and when we get to that match, which I'm sure I definitely will review at some point for the channel, because that match, another kind of iconic match. But you never forget your first, and a lot of people really like this match, really love this match, and it's such a really fantastic match, and kind of a groundbreaking match for the time, really helping usher in the ladder matches. And apparently Shawn was a part of the other ladder match as well, the one that was on Wrestling Challenge, if I'm not mistaken, the name of the show, where he faced Bret Hart. But nevertheless, him putting on this match here, a lot of people really like this one. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So for those of you who've seen these reviews before, you kind of already know how this works. For those of you who haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and what I disliked about the match. And starting with what I liked, pretty much everything. There was a lot of action throughout, a lot of stuff to keep the crowd engaged. With Shawn and Razor really pinging off each other, or not really a whole lot of dead space. Obviously, sometimes you gotta have kind of moments where not really a whole lot going on to give both the wrestlers and the crowd a chance to catch their breath. But thankfully, these two were able to make it work. And when they did have those moments, hence it was only brief, and then they went right back into it. And the crowd was excited throughout. They did some action, caught their breath, and then went right back into it. Not too much dead space, which is fantastic to see. And to see them pinging off each other's a lot. And the only weapon used in this match was the ladder. Now, we've seen in ladder matches since where they'll also use other weapons, because of course it's no disqualification, so they use stuff like, the chairs or the kendo sticks, stuff like that. But they only had the ladder as a weapon this time around, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was just the one ladder that they had. So if they broke it, I guess they were kind of SOL. But it's just the one ladder to use. But I think they used it perfectly, being able to use it both as a weapon and to climb up, kind of like the moments where you thought the person was gonna win it, and then the other guy stops them. And we had that a couple times. And even the way the match ends with Razor climbing up to grab the title, Shawn Michaels' foot caught in the ropes, and then he gets his foot free back, so he gets his arm in the ropes, and as Razor's grabbing the title, Shawn Michaels then lunges for the ladder. I think that was very well done, very well executed, and very well pulled off. So props to Shawn and Razor for pretty much being able to work off each other, which they were friends at this point in time, of course, and I don't know and I think they still were her later on down the line, at least up until Razor's passing, which R.I.P. Razor Ramon, of course, slash Scott Hall, but yeah, so they're able to work well with each other, keep things physical, and keep things moving throughout with some exciting moments, including that iconic shot of Shawn Michaels doing the splash off the top of the ladder, and the crowd absolutely popping for that. At just all kinds of good stuff throughout. Not quite as much as ladder matches later on down the line, but this one I think really paved the way for that. Had not as much of like the car crash demolition derby as ladder matches later on, but still a really awesome and exciting match. Plus, it's the first, at least the first on like pay-per-view, and the first like a mainstream audience, and to see them kind of build upon the ladder match formula later on down the line, it's really awesome to see, and it's awesome to see its roots here. If I can, and if I feel up to it, I might seek out the other ladder match, the true first ladder match, but otherwise, this ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Razor here at WrestleMania, really fantastic stuff, really awesome stuff. If I did have to find something to nitpick at, something to find wrong with it, a couple things. For starters, Diesel gets ejected pretty early on, which Diesel not really that much of a factor. Or, like I said, he's ejected pretty early on, and that has become Shawn and Razor, or pretty much throughout from there. But what was he being ejected for? It's no disqualification. But I know that still happens sometimes, where when the manager gets involved, the referee ejects them. But the fact that it's no disqualification, almost a logic break. But again, that's kind of a nitpick, not really a whole lot. That and I think it was this one. I know it was at least a Shawn Michaels match, and it might have been this match, and I think it was a ladder match. It was either this one or the one at SummerSlam in '95. But I know it was one of his matches where this match, because they needed it a while. Well, and this match kind of went over its time, or I might be thinking of the Last Man Standing match at the Rumble, in 2004. But it was one of those matches that went over their time to the point where another match had to be cut short. And I'm pretty sure that probably wasn't on purpose, although knowing Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon and how they were kind of backstage politicians, more so on the part of Shawn, but knowing how they were, it wouldn't surprise me if they did it on purpose. But otherwise, yeah, having other matches cut short does always suck. But you know what? A means to an end, because this match still ruled in. And honestly, like, hey, this match, pretty much, it's a small loss. I'll say, kind of a small loss. Yeah, another match might cut short, or I think it was a match had to be taken off the show. If I'm not mistaken, where a match had to be cut entirely from the show. Let me know in the comments below which one is it, whether it's the match had to be cut short or the match had to be cut entirely from the show. And that does always suck, especially because it's WrestleMania, and WrestleMania is supposed to be like, the big payday and everything, because it's like the big flagship event for WWE. But otherwise, yeah. So went over the time a little bit, went a little long, but like I said, small loss, because this match, this match almost 20 minutes long, but it really didn't feel like it. This match really felt like it also didn't feel like a breeze to get through. Like, it didn't feel like it went too quick, but it felt like the right length of time. There was action throughout. Really awesome match throughout, to the point where even the stuff that I nitpicked at a few moments ago is just that, nitpicks. I definitely do recommend and checking this match out because it is oh so fantastic. But nevertheless, that's gonna do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the match and my review of the match. Of course, because tonight is Forbidden Door, or AW slash New Japan's Forbidden Door. I'll be watching that event tonight and then reviewing it for tomorrow. So stay tuned for that review tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.